Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the World Business Chicago Research Center, and we're here to talk about the Regional Economic Partnership. We're going to do a quick round of introductions, and then we'll get started. My name is Robin Ficke. I'm VP Research at World Business Chicago.
I'm Hannah Loftus, Regional Director of Research at World Business Chicago.
And Peter, would you like to take a moment and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Peter Austin. I'm the County Administrator here in McHenry County.
Great. And Michael, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Mike Beuhler. I'm the Chairman of the McHenry County Board.
Great. Thanks for joining us. So why are we here today? We are here to talk about regional economic development and regional economic partnerships. I want to take a second and recognize that we have a new regional director for research, Hannah Loftus. I'm super excited about her role, and I want us to take just a moment and hear her vision for this role. And then Peter and Michael, we'd love to hear after that what your aspirations are for the economic partnership. Hannah?
Thank you, Robin. We're really excited about this work. It makes a lot of sense to be working together versus everybody working on their own. The Greater Chicagoland Economic Partnership, you can learn more on our website, but in a quick nutshell, it's an agreement between the major counties in Chicagoland to collaborate on an economic development context. So from a research standpoint, we're really excited about the idea of sharing Chicagoland's story. We already talk about the region on a metropolitan level because that's the strongest possible story. We have an $800+ billion GDP, one of the nation's largest workforces. Yeah. So if we can kind of tell that story, we'll be more competitive in a national and international context.
Oh, that's really great. I think that's something that in the Research Center, we really believe strongly in talking about our strengths from a regional perspective. So Michael and Peter, can you just take a moment and kind of share with us what your perspective is for this regional partnership?
Sure. Well, I think that we're looking to expand our footprint across the region and internationally as well through the economic partnership, hedging our assets here in McHenry County and being a collaborative partner with the other counties to attract industry to our prospective counties.
Great. Thanks, Peter. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Chairman Beuhler kind of noted on that, that international perspective. In McHenry County, we have so much to offer. In Chicagoland, we have so much to offer, but we want to come together to help better present that to the whole world. We're not just competing with Schaumburg or Bolingbrook or Toledo. We're competing with South Korea or Brazil or Belgium, and when we come together, we're so much more powerful as a region in communicating who we are and what our assets are than we are as 7 individual counties and a city. So I'm thrilled that we got to this point and really looking forward to what this group can bring.
Great. Thank you.
Sure. And would I be able to add, we do have international manufacturers here in McHenry County currently, but we'd love to expand that. Jessup Manufacturing here in McHenry County manufactures industrial grade coatings for the U.S. military. We've got Medela, which manufactures breastfeeding products used around the world.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually familiar with that, but I think actually some of our listeners may not be, right? So let's take a moment, if you both can kind of just really quickly, what are some of the things that people should know about McHenry County that they don't know about? Because I think that we're also going to encounter that type of work here with the partnership, is introducing the counties, not just the region, but also even the individual counties to the world. What should we know about McHenry County?
Well, I think that traditionally people would probably think of McHenry County as an agricultural community. But over the past few decades, we've really transitioned and worked very hard to expand our manufacturing base in McHenry County. So we've got the best of both worlds here. We've got agricultural and industrial and manufacturing.
And you guys have also had a population growth as well, yeah? Can you share any stats on that? Or
when you go back over 30 years, we have been a rapidly growing county. Going back to 1990, I think we're at about 180,000, and we're up over 310 now. Certainly, there was a significant plateau there in the middle part of the last decade where things slowed down, but we have seen rapid housing growth in the last couple of years again. And certainly that is one of our assets. We have a lot of space out here. And not only do we have a lot of places for for people to go to work, but we have a lot of places for that labor to live and to recreate and enjoy the open spaces that we have out here.
Oh, that's really great. That's exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to visiting McHenry County as part of this partnership. So I think on that, let's turn it back a little bit for the research team. We know that we want to accomplish a lot with this partnership. Hannah, can you tell us what are the top research projects for the partnership? What do you hope to accomplish in the first year, and what do you hope to accomplish, even the first quarter?
I'll actually do a quick plug for something that we worked on recently as an early win for the partnership is our research bulletin, high growth industries in Chicago. So we've looked at some of the key industries. Manufacturing, for example, we found has grown nearly 20% over the past couple of years for output. So kind of telling that story is one of the major initiatives that we're working on within the first few months and first year of the partnership. And kind of building a narrative around what are Chicago's strengths, Chicagoland strengths from an industry perspective, and how do we get everybody on the same page in terms of that data and that knowledge.
Yeah. Oh, that's really great. And then Peter and Michael, you can actually find the report if you haven't seen it already. It's on our website. I think you both may have copies of it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to know what are your goals for the research? Understanding there's the partnership, but also for research, what would you like to see in the first part of the year, first year, come out of the research team? We're super excited to do this work, so I'm curious how we can be supportive of your work.
There was a couple things that I was drawn to. There is good discussion on the food industry, and being that agriculture is so much still a part of McHenry County, as the chairman noted. I think that's an opportunity that could be expanded upon, and then you couple the ag industry with the transportation and distribution and logistics. I really feel like that's a strength of the region and a strength of McHenry County with our I-90 corridor. I think we have a lot to offer there, with rail and all those things. That's an area where I think I'm be anxious to do some more research and share our results with the region and the world.
Yeah, Michael, I'm curious to see if you have any thoughts on what type of research you'd like to see come out of the partnership within the first few months.
Well, I think ideas for how we can identify and strengthen our workforce. Well, here in McHenry County, we do have a very well-educated and robust workforce. I think 95% of our residents are high school graduates, over 35% are college graduates, but there's always room for extra training and assistance for our workforce.
Yeah, and I'm actually curious. We recently learned some interesting stats about your workforce in McHenry County, and that you all have a program where you are really trying to lean into and connect recent high school graduates even with some interesting programs. Is there anything that you can share us about that? Because from a research perspective, the reason I ask about that is that the question that businesses ask us the most is actually about workforce. And workforce is one of Chicago's biggest strengths. We have such a fabulous workforce, and I know that we do in McHenry County. So can you dive a little bit deeper and tell us, one, about what you're doing with workforce, but also any other workforce stats?
Right. So, we're very proud of our Advanced McHenry County program.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of history. I mean, McHenry County is in a unique position in that we have a AAA bond rating and zero debt in the county. So we were actually able to return a majority of our funds to the community. And one way that we did that was to try to bolster our workforce by offering summer internship programs to students in the county, which exceeded expectations. I'm happy to say. I think we were initially looking for 100 students and 17 manufacturers, but we ended up with well over 120 students and 20 plus manufacturers with the summer internship. It's a rotating internship program for McHenry County. We've also made investments in the new Foglia Center for Technology at McHenry County College, where we'll be purchasing some of the equipment that'll be in that facility when it's completed in construction, whether that's CNC machines, lathes, welding equipment, and things of that nature. So we're really helping to return to a vocational type training for our students in the county. And Pete, you've got more information as well.
Chairman's being a little modest there, but shortly after the American Rescue Plan was unveiled, and as Chairman noted, we're unique as an Illinois local government. We are really in a strong financial position, and we didn't need dollars to come in and bail us out. We needed to reset a little bit, but Chairman and the leadership on the county board wanted to get these dollars out in the community, and we have about $30 million we set aside to get it in the community, and more than $4 million of those dollars, just and alone $4 million, are going to manufacturing community. As the two programs that Chairman mentioned, we also have a partnership with the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Program. We put some other dollars into high schools for machines and metal tools and some other career path tools. So really trying to focus on what investments we can make to have a long-term impact in the community. And these are, as we've said many times, these American Rescue Plan dollars were really once in a career opportunities for us to have an impact on the community. And Chairman got together with a bunch of leading manufacturing CEOs and said, what can we do to have an impact on the community? And it's been really gratifying and enjoyable to be a part of this investment community.
That sounds like a great kind of, sorry.
Well, I was going to say that, and all of these programs, some of the criteria for us to award these grants was that they would be sustainable long-term.
Oh, nice.
So once the funding runs out from the county, these programs are going to continue. And for decades to come, we're going to see the benefits of that to our manufacturing community.
No, and that sounds like a great kind of response from some of the pandemic challenges that we've seen. I'm kind of curious, what other industries have you noticed, or are you have you seen kind of some economic recovery from the pandemic other than manufacturing within McHenry County?
Well, I think that the healthcare industry would be one of those. And through our ARPA funding, we've assisted the local high schools for their CNA programs, and which are a dual credit program with the high schools and the community college to get those who want to enter those fields a little bit fast tracked so that they'll be able to help out our healthcare industries.
That's great. Those are some really cool programs. So,
and if I can just tag on to that, another thing that is really special about McHenry County is our tourism industry. We have, as we noted a few times now, so many wide open spaces and places to visit. And in some ways, during the pandemic, we even became more known for some of these options. I mean, we had tremendous use of our outdoor facilities during the pandemic, and really building on that energy, I think we're really seeing a real significant growth in our tourism industry, and it's an investment that we're all embracing.
Oh, that's really interesting. So I think one of my first visits out to hiking during the pandemic locally was actually in McHenry County, going along kind of there's the nearby Ice Age trail, but going out and exploring all the glacier lakes and things like that. It's super fun.
I have a lot of recommendations for breweries to visit, so I'm excited.
You put those in all of your episodes, please.
Yes, absolutely. So on that, actually, I think we want to kind of turn it towards a little bit of fun things. If someone were to come out and visit McHenry County, building off of the tourism, where should they go visit, right? Tell us 3 places we should must visit in McHenry County.
Well, I'll reiterate your enjoyment of the open spaces and the hiking trails here in McHenry County. Our conservation district is just amazing. I'm a big hiker, camper, backpacker, and I've spent a lot of time in our properties here in McHenry County. And I'll have to say that we can boast some of the most well-maintained trail systems in the state of Illinois, and I've been all over the state to that effect.
It's a great place to go during migratory bird season, right? In the fall and in the spring, when millions and millions of birds come through the city. McHenry County is a great spot to be. Cool.
Right, and not even just last weekend we had eagle watch along three different properties in McHenry County, and I understand that they spotted quite a few eagles up here now.
Whoa!
Yeah.
McHenry County just has an endless number of outdoor kind of activities. I think we are the number one county in the state for growing Christmas trees. So they're all over the place. Well known for the fall activities of the corn maze and the pumpkin picking and apple pie picking and berry picking. It's a real tradition out here in McHenry County. I know lots of folks from all over Chicagoland like to come in and visit the area and that area.
Sure.
You ask about a couple of things we like to do or that we would encourage people to take a look at in McHenry County. And of course, the historic Woodstock Square is such a unique,
That's right.
setting. I mean, there's a number of nice little small towns all over the county, but that historic square with a prominent old county courthouse down there, just really neat, unique shops. And that's something that we get to enjoy all the time, but I encourage others to take a look at it as well.
That's a great idea. Hannah, I think we're actually, want to wrap up the conversation, but I want to offer Hannah, any other questions or comments that you'd like to leave people with?
Yeah, I feel like there was a great answer on kind of why should folks visit McHenry County, but at World Business Chicago, we talk a lot about why Chicagoland? Why should a business locate in Chicagoland? I would kind of opine or ask you the question, if you could answer very succinctly, like, why should a business locate in McHenry County? What are, like, from a marketing perspective, what are your top takeaways for that?
Good question.
Yeah, I think Sherman said earlier, the best of both worlds and that quality of life. I mean, the proximity to a world-class urban environment, whether it be via the interstate or commuter rail, but yet all these open spaces that we just talked about with fantastic suburban public schools and housing options that are all across the board. So I don't know if I left much for Mike to say there, but it's really that quality of life is what we always underline when we talk about McHenry County.
Yeah, I think Pete's right. And my hope is that going forward, that the data will eventually show that McHenry County complements and augments the region through our deep commitment to our manufacturing as well as our agricultural community. And then when you're not working, you get out and enjoy the great outdoors here in McHenry County.
Thank you. That sounds wonderful.